Hey guys, Dr. Derek King here from yourbrainchild.org, educating parents for student success. The conversations on this channel center around parent behaviors that increase student performance. So we'll discuss a lot of different things that will give your child an advantage. So if you haven't done so, please subscribe. That way you don't miss any of our Sunday or Thursday uploads of our new conversations. And at a minimum, we'll upload then, but you'll see there'll be times where we'll upload other videos. Today's topic centers on the key mistake that parents make that impedes their students' academic performance. Let's get started. According to the National Education Association, when schools and families work together to support learning, children tend to do better in school, like school more, earn higher grades, higher test scores, and go on to college. As you've heard me say in other videos, parent actions are the key determinant to student academic performance. What you do as a parent has the biggest impact on your child's grades, more so than what happens at school, more so than teacher ability, more so than your school. Your behaviors are the biggest determinant for academic success. So if we want our students to be successful, we have to have behaviors that encourage that type of success. So now, after watching the other videos, and if you haven't done so, please start by looking at the playlist that says start here, because it's going to be incredibly important for you to understand what's actually happening in this video. You'll need to have some background on growth mindset and those type of things. But let's just say we've done all of those things already. We've already understood our child's mindset as it relates to their approach to academics. We've already communicated our newfound approach to making sure that our child is going to be successful academically, and that is our priority. And we've already celebrated the launch. We've already had that party. We've already done all of those things, and we already do our follow-up. Now, if we make this key mistake, that's all for naught. It's very unlikely that your child will improve academically. And that key mistake is the competing message. And here's what I mean by the competing message. Let's assume we do everything as we mentioned before. We've celebrated the launch. We follow up. If they're elementary, we follow up on a daily basis. If they're 7th through 12th grade, we follow up at least every 2 days and we celebrate. But if we have a competing message by what we do, your child is very unlikely to be successful academically or to improve their performance. And here's what I mean. Let's say, for example, your child is not following, the priority that their academics are the most important thing in their life. But, you buy them those brand new shoes. They get to go out to those parties on the weekend. And this is something that I see on a regular basis. I have conversations with parents about, well, how come, my child isn't performing? And I can look at the child and I can see they have a brand new iPhone, or they have brand new Jordans, or that their quality of life is wonderful. Well, guess what? That's the competing message. There's no consequence to the child not performing academically, because then what are they actually celebrating? If the child gets to get the new clothes and the new Jordans and the new phone and get to go out with their friends and all that, what changes in their life happens when they actually do perform? There's no impetus for the child to perform. They just don't see it. So in their case, why perform? I'm going to get the same things anyways. So that's when the competing message comes from us as the parent in terms of our behaviors. Now, sometimes the competing message comes from beyond us. Sometimes the competing message can come from our spouse. It can come from, you have one parent who is the strong academic parent. That parent is really working with that child to make sure that they're focused academically, but the other parent still goes out and does those things. The other parent still goes out because they love their child, and we all do, but the other parent goes out and they buy the iPhone or those Jordans, or they're constantly letting the child go to dances or parties or spend a night over their friend's house without reminding them that they determine their quality of life. Their academic effort, their hard work determines their quality of life, not just simply because we love them. We don't want to love a child to failure, and I see that time and time again. We say one thing, but we behave in another manner. So we have to get all parties in that household on the same message to have a synchronized or a consistent message that your academic behavior, your growth academically is the priority for you in terms of your quality of life, because you understand as a parent, their academics are going to have a big influence on their economic life. Now, other times the competing message comes from beyond your house. It can come from an ex-spouse or an other parent who doesn't actually live with you, or a grandparent. Again, in those cases, it's incredibly important because the result is the same. If there is a competing message, that child is very unlikely to improve academically because there's no consequence, or there's not a true celebration, because the same thing actually happens whether they have low performance or low effort as to where they have the desired behavior or the high performance. So again, we really need to get that together. That is incredibly important. So as you build that academic student support team, and if you haven't watched that video, please watch it, look at the playlist. It's incredibly important to get everybody on the same page, because remember, your behaviors as a parent are the biggest determinant of your students' academic success. And you have to work to get everyone else on that same page. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Please share this. If you have any questions specifically, please put them in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to ask it. And let us celebrate with your child. If you have some things that you want to celebrate, put them in the comment section. If you see someone else is in the comment section, please put them there. So again, share this video with someone that you know could use it. Share this video with people who may be creating that competing message with your child. I'll see you next time.